Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Feminine read with a lot of masculine in it today. I'm going to do sand art and oracle cards at the end. Sand art's first. As usual, I have a Divine Masculine read as well, which I'm going to post separately. And I'm just going to get right to it. Hope everybody's doing well after the holiday, or if you just had a nice day off. Thank you all so much, as always, for your likes, shares, subscribes, and your comments. And please do, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share with others if you like. And of course, my website and my services are listed below. So, today it is December 26, 2018. Getting right into the sand art. We have top lip that dips, drawing a line, new family trees in the making, Kundalini present, and hybrid children, the root important to ground completely, family expands quickly, and then suspended in air, broken pipes and breaking bread, a turkey leg, sperm implants, toothpick in mouth, blasting in the mountains, so they may be blasting for a reason, to prevent avalanches and things like that, and then sore left hip or butt, and then regional lines, or taking the bus. Okay, so somebody's car might be broken down as well, or just if you've moved, maybe you're traveling a different way using public transportation instead of driving to work. So those are the things that came up in the sand art. So I'm going to get right into the feminine read. There was a lot of really good messages, really strong messages coming through today. And I actually had a very nice dinner at my sister's house yesterday. Really, the food was amazing, and desserts, everything was really good yesterday. You know how every year it's not, maybe something's off, but everything was really good. It was very smooth, and everybody enjoyed each other's company, and had a lot of laughs too. Maybe at the expense of the older folk, but that was okay. We enjoyed ourselves. Today, also what was interesting is yesterday for the feminine, two queens came up, which for me was very much about me and my sister, okay, because we spent time for the holiday yesterday. Today for the feminine, two kings came up. So whether it's your brothers or two men who are in your life, maybe partners, or maybe on the masculine side, that's coming up. But two kings were coming up today. It is the 26th, December 26, 2018. 26 is the Page of Wands, which is very much of young energy, inspired, like a teenager wanting to go on a date. It's creative and sexual energy. And just it could be, someone who's a little too much energy as well. Page of Wands reverse would definitely be, ADD kind of energy, or ADHD. If they're out of control too, it's more physical. So it'd be kids who have temper tantrums if they're in their negative energy, or just being uninspired, and really show it physically when they're, when they're drained or uninspired or tired. So the day that adds up to, and we're still in the 12 of the Hangman in Wisdom, it adds up to 49, which is the Nine of Cups, which is the Get Your Wish card. It's very much about stability and responsibility and being dependable. It's the 9 of compassion and selflessness on the inside, and that 4 of dependability on the outside, of being structured. And there is a certain amount of structure in the journey, even though we try not to plan ahead and more stay present. It's about, what was I going to say? I just lost my thought. It's about having a good foundation and being dependable. If you don't commit to something, that's the other thing I want to say, is there is a certain commitment, even though we like not to plan ahead, to at least have a practice every day, a spiritual practice. But it's also about that foundation and being grounded and solid. And don't promise things that you can't keep. And it was just 444. All about the 4, okay? And 4 is the beginning manifestations, or the beginning stages of manifestation, because it has to do with surviving on this earth, But when we go up to 8, it's more about thriving on this earth. okay, and staying at 0 point. And it was just 501 was brought up to me. 5 is the Hierophant and expansion energy, and 1 is the Magician. Okay, the Hierophant and the Magician. So that's very strong energy about leadership and manifesting. Magician is all about manifesting magic, magical things, dreams. Okay. All right, so we have the 9 of Cups and the Page of Wands. So it's about complete satisfaction and being childlike, you know, being young again, like a teenager. It's that spirit of emotion, having that energy and that perspective. So getting into the Divine Feminine read today, and I woke up at 8:48 today, which is that energy of yesterday, the walking away or going within energy. And then I got up at 10:01, which is the Wheel and the Magician. Again, very strong forward motion, the Wheel of Fortune going forward, and then the Magician manifesting. So yesterday, Hein came up, and the fact that it means a divide in the land or the field, like a fence type of thing, but Hein specifically came up. Well, it came up again today, but because of the T. It was showing me T was like, you know, the little separators that you put in between the tiles when you're putting tiles down. The T is showing that separation, the divide, like Hein, like the separation, like a fence, okay? So T, you can use symbolically in that way. And I've also seen T as coming up as insufficient support, okay? Because, you know, it's not stable. It can fall over one way or the other. So that was important that Hein was coming up again. And also, very important today, 11. I was seeing 11 in everything. All of the 11s were popping off, not just the numbers, but the words. So in the cards today, there was an 11, and health, the health card was above that, and the 2 H's were coming up, shining as 11s. So 11 is very important today. And also, it came up in King of the Hill, the LL. And then 2 1s came up in the read today, and they were all separate 11s, okay? So 11 really important today. When I was shuffling, the Page of Pentacles fell out for the Divine Feminine, which is the Seeker of Crystals in this deck. The Syrian Starseed is the main deck that I use for the read. It dropped out ever so gently, and the Page of Pentacles is all about opportunity and invitations, learning, research, being a student, getting a loan potentially. The underlying energies were coming up. It was the 4 of Crystals. The 4 of Crystals and the Syrian Starseed for me is the Divine Masculine's Heart, or the Batcave. Okay, definitely not the other decks, but this deck, it comes up for me that way. The 7 of Crystals comes up as the Divine Feminine Heart, and the 4 of Crystals comes up as the Divine Masculine Heart. The 4 of Crystals very much about being in the Batcave for the masculine, very warm though, warm-hearted. So both of those cards came up today. The 4 of Pentacles was the top of the underlying energy, but beneath it was the 8 of Swords between the masculine's heart and the feminine's heart, and then the Lover's card was beneath that. So it was the Lover's, the Divine Feminine Heart, and the anxiety between the two of them, okay, and the hiding. So it's very much the energy of the twins coming up in the underlying energy. The major arcana were the Chariot and the Emperor. And the read was done at 10:44 to 5, was when it was just 44 again to 5, as I said that, which is very significant. And when I refer to myself, it's significant because of something about me. It's not because of me, but Spirit relates to me in ways that I relate to, so that I can translate that to you. So 10:44 to 45 was important because that's the time of my, not 10, but 44 to 45 is the minutes of my birth. And birth comes up in other ways today as well. So that was the time of the read. And 44, like I said, is the mastering energy. It's the number of the masters, but also the Atlas, carrying the weight of the world upon your shoulders, and the 4 of Cups, which is that grounding and integrating card. It also can be of boredom or not getting what you want, you know, pouting, that kind of energy. The major arcana, Chariot, was the main card. Emperor was there as the after the read card, but it was major arcana that came up. But it was all about the Chariot today. And Chariot's all about bold movement forward. Also, could be a move or traveling. It could also be about a car. It can be about big travel, It also can be about being warlike, you know, on the war path, and it can be on the ascension path as well, depending on the energy you're in. Are you in the low vibration or are you in the high vibration of the chariot? In this card, it's very much about ascension. It's the Syrian starseed deck, and there's no wheels on the chariot, right? So it's all about ascension. There were 3 pentacles, 4 cups, so it's mostly about cups today for the feminine, 2 wands, and 1 sword. Okay, so 4 cups and 3 pentacles were the most. The court cards that came up, like I said, was 2 kings, the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And also this very much so came out in the Divine Masculine read, which I just noticed. The King of Pentacles, the Divine Masculine read had totally the King of Pentacles and King of Cups in it as well. So it could definitely be about the Divine Masculine and his brother or his partner or his father. Okay, there's a one-on-one relationship here with a masculine regarding the masculine, but it can reflect in the feminine's world as well, whatever karmic masculines are in your environment. And it could be your children as well, if they're grown children. So the coding and the numbers were all about 7-8 came up at 78. 4 came up, 1, 41, 83, 20, and 11, as well as 3,421, so 3421. And also, interestingly enough, different languages were coming up today. In the coding specifically were English and Italian. And then after that, they were coming up not only English and Italian, but Dutch, German, and French were also coming up, which I'll bring that up in a minute because that relates to the twins as well. The coding was all about individuality and being yourself, not trying to be like others, but making yourself distinct so you don't need to compete with others. All you need to do is be you, your authentic self, because nobody else can be you. And this individuality had everything to do with decision making today, okay, making choices. So mastering saying yes or no, whether you say it in English or Italian. These are the choices that you make. It's what makes you an individual. Okay? And the T's were coming up as separations in the coding, okay? So family legacy was coming up as one section. Okay? And then 4T was coming up, and that's funny because 4C came up the other day. 4C, and now it's 4T. But supporting, it's like family legacy is definitely coming up, but it's all in support of only one master. You're acing your mastering, but it's also about supporting one master, yourself and your connection to your higher self, God, Source, Creator. Okay? All your choices and decisions are what you make as an individual. One section was coming up home and family. One that you support only one master. Yes or no. Okay? You are the individual. You make all your own choices. You choose your home and family. You choose the language that you speak. If you're not speaking the language you'd like to speak, then go learn the other language. What was also coming up about these choices was that English, Italian, French, and Dutch, German were kind of coming up in the same category. We're all coming up, and I realized that all of these things, all of these cultures are part of my DNA. And not only that, but part of the DNA of the major relationships I've had in my life. Not realizing that the different people who came into my life were representing the different DNA in my family lineage. Okay? Whether it was German or English, because I have German, English. I don't have Italian in my specific lineage, but we all, most of us have that Roman lineage, okay? And my father's French. So it was all these different things coming up in relating to not only my lineage, but the people that I reflected in my life to bring back to me my lineage. You get it? So look at that. The people that you've been in relationship with and your specific background culturally. So that was coming up to look at, as well as the King of Swords is coming up again as well. King of Swords wasn't as much in the major cards of the read, although he did come up. But that energy of being the Divine Masculine, that's who he really is the King of Swords. needs to come up as well, okay? That he is the logical man, not living his truth. So when he's with the Karmic, he's reversed King of Swords because he's not in his truth. That he needs to learn to, you know, become upright. And that may change the vibration of that King of Swords into one of the other kings. But it's just coming up as a representation of the king of the Divine Masculine today. And definitely King of the Hill was coming up. And like I said again, the end of Hill is 11. 11 is all about justice and the justice system. And then we had the 11 underneath health, with is like the judge and the person up on the stand, and then the lawyer down below questioning. Okay, so it's very much about the court system and justice in the cards for the feminine today. Family, lineage, and partners. The coding in the system that I brought up when I put them in online was at 1111. Okay, and it was just 1551, bringing up again the devil and the King of Swords, and really the devil being the King of Swords reversed, because that's not his truth. The stuff that came up in the headings for you guys was materials, science, and engineering. And it was interesting because engineering was, you know, sometimes how the headings, they come up in broken pieces of words. Engineering was all broken up, and graduate was. So it was E-N-G in earring. N-G in earring. And that's weird because I just noticed it before. I noticed before I started this video that I don't have earrings in, because I usually always have earrings in. And then graduate was separated into grad, U, 8. Okay, and that brings up all the food that we ate yesterday. And then somebody ate curry. I know that's not a usual Christmas meal, but curry's coming up here too, because curriculum was coming in, but it broke off there. This heading was from engr.wisconsin.edu. But what it stated under that heading was, before a master's degree, should register for MSE 790, period, 2, period. And 79 is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And 0 is source backing it up. And then we have 2 of the twins, which comes up again in these reads. And it also said that these can be research credits, and it was emphasizing the T's of separation, additional courses, or combination of the different credits, okay? So emphasizing again, before you master, make sure you register for your pot of gold with your twin, okay? Or in order to master as well. That there are certain things, you know, there are always certain courses you have to take before you get into the master's program. That's the energy that's coming up here. That's the message to you guys. Make sure you've done your research and your groundwork in mastering, okay? Substance abuse screening and assessment instruments or tools came up from Quizlet.com. That this test has a 128 item self-administration instrument of substance abuse associated with psychosocial problems, and facilitates communication between treatment providers, which brought up for me the need for a tool or instrument like this for all doctors, not just for psych and social stuff, but because these days the doctors are so busy that they really don't communicate between each other in trying to cure a patient. I know with my back injuries, having gone between many different doctors, how they don't communicate with each other anymore. There's no collaboration there, and it's not really their fault. They're required to take on too many patients these days. So tools like that are very helpful. You may find tools in other areas like that that are very helpful. You know, some common ground between appointments or lessons or whatever you're researching, okay? That's coming up. Something else that came up in the headers was Four of Wands. And the specific definition of the Four of Wands that came up here, and this was from tara-explained.com. The definition was completion, harmony, and happiness. And it was bringing up in the past position, it can mean consistent effort on how you consistent effort on your part is finally paying off when it comes up in the past position. That's what it was saying. That if you keep going as you have been, You will master the chosen area of your work or study. So it's encouraging you to persist on your journey and don't give up. And then 7-masted schooner came up, okay, which was called Thomas Lawson. That was the boat, and it's from Tales of the Sea, designed by B.B. Crowninshield. That was the whole name, Crowninshield, okay, which is about family lineage, right? Your family crest. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Designed by B.B. Crowninshield, a naval architect better known for his racing yachts. The Lawson was built by the Fore, and Fore is spelled F-O-R-E, but the number 4 is coming up, so that was significant. The Lawson was built by the Fore River Shipbuilding Company of Quincy, Massachusetts in 1902 at a cost of $240,000. So here we are, have 24 again, which is the Queen of Wands. Okay, and this is 24, but being backed up by 4 zeros, okay, source energy, to be creative, to use your third energy, which is that sexual energy and the creativity of it. And then in SI.com, the West won't wilt as we turn the calendar to 2019, and competition for 8 spots, 8, 0 point, and infinity will remain fierce. The competition for that will remain fierce. Don't expect the Rockets to continue their early season slide. And then Rocket Man was coming up, okay, from Elton John. Okay, but it's about, you know, being your own rocket. And don't forget, it's always it's a daily ritual, a spiritual ritual. I can't speak, right? To stay at 0 point, okay, and master yourself. So all of this energy is coming up all about mastering and separating, breaking things down to understand them better. So that's where the separation was coming up, and learning how to make decisions, because that's what makes you an individual. Okay, don't vacillate because of fear of anything. If you're vacillating because you love both equally, I understand that. But any vacillating over a fear of choosing, for whatever reason it is, to please someone else, all right, that needs to stop. You need to be yourself. Also, GermaniaInternational.com came up. Item 8-8, so 8s are coming up a lot yesterday and today. That was actually a towel from Reichswerk Hermann Goring Company, factory established 1937. 19 is the sun, 37 is the King of Cups. By German leader in his capacity as the most senior official responsible for the 4-year plan. Okay, so 4 is coming up again. Okay, so we have 4s and 8s, and mastering is 44-8. YouTube came up, just advertising YouTube. Also another heading came up, 2 Unlimited. 2, all right, and beyond. 2 Infinity and beyond. 2 Unlimited. And it just came up, Infinity, 8-8, and that on the one prior was there's 8 spots that are competed for. So 2 Unlimited, to Infinity and beyond. There is no limit. And 1993 was coming up here. This was from YouTube, 2013, remastered, and new sound for this song or record. I'm not familiar with it, but 2 Unlimited, no limit, 1993. Also Toulouse and Montauban was coming up, the shootings there, from Wikipedia. That there were 3 attacks by one man, and that this was from March 11th to March 19th, which just came up. 2012, targeting French army soldiers. Some children who were late, but children and also a teacher from a Jewish school were all targeted in this shooting. I'm not sure where that was coming up, but the French connection was coming up, okay? French connection. Then the last one I wrote down was Robert A. Heinlein, okay, because Hein came up again today. And that was also from Wikipedia. And his birth date was 7/7/1907, okay? So you have your 3 7s there. To his death date was May 8th, 1988. Okay, and then 3 eighths, 3 sevens, 3 eighths. Very powerful there. All right, of the spiritual divine timing and the eights of manifestation. Okay, that's Lionsgate. Dean of science fiction writers, he's considered, this guy, Heinlein. And sometimes with controversial, some of them were very controversial works, influencing not only science fiction, but our modern culture. So showing us how what other people have written in the past have affected our future. So here, and this ended now at 11:33. So we went from 11:11 to 11:33, passing 11:24 at the top of the page. So 11, 24, and 33, all of which have come up. 33 just always comes up. Whenever the master numbers come up, it reflects all of them. So if 11 comes up, it triggers all of the master numbers, 11, 33, 44, 11, 22, 33, and 44. So for the feminine read, like I said, the Four of crystals, or the Four of pentacles, was the underlying energy with the divine feminine heart, like I said, and the lovers beneath it. Pushing against the world, resisting completion, the divine masculine heart in the Batcave, hiding with anxiety from the divine feminine's heart, the Seven of Crystals, in the E Tower. And it was so interesting how this came up, because highlighted in the words to me was in E Tower, E-T, okay, E-T Tower, very high, and the masculine in the Batcave, very low, okay? Hiding in anxiety from each other, lovers in separation, Hein. It's like Rapunzel leaning out her balcony or window as a masculine, or that there's a guard in her room, or the divine masculine's daughter or Karmic is standing up to him from upstairs, her frolicking and free toward him, and him following a journey toward her. The King of Pentacles anchoring it all, leaves falling. So literally, a King of Pentacles could have left someone's house falling, maybe tripped. Or is just falling in general, falling from his throne. Prisoner out watching. The Knight of Cups, jealous and stuck home patching the ceiling. The King of Pentacles losing money and status. In his Batcave reflecting on his King of Pentacles light and his shadow side. So the underlying energy for the divine feminine was coming up as true love, and right beneath that, that's that romance of a lifetime, and beneath it was retreat. So retreat first, and then true love. Anxiety of the bird, which definitely can be a feminine, defending her freedom, and success of the King of the Hill, or the masculine, leading and reflecting. The King of Pentacles free and back in the saddle, along with a saddlebag and a flower. Does he ride stag or Mustang? Or take a walk with a loyal friend? It could take an hour. Hoofing it, polishing table or skates to make the most of it. Only one coin, so no horse ride, taking a lot to let go of his pride. He's been talking crap, so his flame went out. People whispering, gossiping, sweets and tweets. Through the iron gate, making plans. Feeling alone, working on butt. Plans to go out and show muscles, causing flirtations to practice getting out of brain wars, or his head. Okay, so going out to flirt, to practice so he can get out of the anxiety he feels and coming toward his feminine. A three-legged race to get past sweets and tweets, to make it to the finish line, a sexual meet. A pair of incisors cutting things out and magnetizing energy, a secret meeting to reveal one's true identity as I lose my voice, okay? So someone takes their mask off. Financial discipline comes up as underlying energy with love partnership beneath it for the feminine. And the major arcana that came up for all of this underlying energy were Gemini, Pisces, Aries, Virgo, Aquarius, and Capricorn, okay? A Queen of Pentacles deliberating how to get out of this trap, feeling fenced in, lost in her sleep this morning, which was interesting because I want to bring that up because before I woke up, when you're kind of half in and half out of waking up in the morning, I had this feeling, and I was awake enough to realize how awful it was. It was this feeling I was very familiar with from a past life or something. And I kind of remember it as a mother energy, but it made me want to throw up. That's how negative the energy was. But that I wasn't going to go back there. But this is the energy coming up, and that was aligning with what was coming up in the read just right here. Feeling fenced in, lost in her sleep this morning. So if something similar like that came up for you in your sleep last night or this morning, let me know in the comments below. But then connecting strongly afterward, coming out of that old fear, to her twin and her own knowing, as he finds his way out of suffering. Okay, because you're going to be feeling your masculine coming through, so that feeling could have been my masculine coming through me, and that's why it was something I knew from a past life, because we've been connected. Okay, so one up, one down, stable and the King of Pentacles, one up, one down, stable and warm when no one is around, sexually profound, true love, working on financial discipline. And the Eight of Cups came up in the recent position. So this was up to here was all about the underlying energy. So recently is the Eight of Cups, divine masculine in Batcave, a bat out of hell. It was a download that I got. Secretly walking away from insecurities and manipulation to his higher self. The foundation is the Chariot, bold and strong. The lover's affection, moving or traveling, going long. Going the distance then came up there. Riding and thriving, keeping the pace, hoping one day that his memories will fade. The King of Pentacles, divine masculine, true love, is on Chariot to strong lover. There was very strong positive energy here in this lump in the foundation. And we need a strong foundation. King of Pentacles, divine masculine, true love, this is a romance of a lifetime, is on Chariot to strong lover. Centrally in heart is the Ace of Wands, battle over and hanging, an offer of new life, destiny in waiting. Lighting a flame under a jugular, could be to the jugular too, to offer an Aquarius Leo a reason to walk her. The challenge for the divine feminine is King of Cups with a blocked right eye. At home, very comfortable with his secret and his pride. Or offering dream union to High Priestess, who's independent and wise, exposing the Queen of Swords, is with truth and not lies. Or the divine feminine kids comfortable now home, hanging out so she can talk to them, share help and energy with them on loan. Now in head, family entertaining, kids talking, sending messages, spending money that they've been saving. The King of Pentacles also giving money to kids, looking up at the King of the Hill, kids uninspired to work with him still. So I don't know if some masculines are trying to get their kids to work with them. Could be a karmic of the feminine as well. The Queen of Cups can't focus or is overworking, not expressing feelings but defensive to his family, her sheer force of will. So this was coming up as karmic energy, karmic Queen of Cups. Well, it depends on your situation. This Queen of Cups can be the karmic or the feminine, depending on what's resonating for you. Is the King of Cups as your masculine or the King of Pentacles, because they're both significant in the read. They can both be your divine masculine as well, but it depends on your situation. One could be a karmic that you're dealing with right now. So the Queen of Cups can't focus, or she's overworking, not expressing feelings, but defensive to his family. Her sheer force of will. Like, so she's being stubborn, and it was coming up like karmic energy, you know, that she was being very prideful. Divine feminine family energy is rising. So you might have noticed being around your family this week, that their energy is rising with you around them, okay? Accepting her offer of light, your offer of light. Completing the cycle of love over might. New passion for psychic abilities, inspired, awakening even more. Light energy and holiday food so light energy coming in, and the food that you've been eating, holiday food, is now making you tired. So a lot of people are going to be feeling tired today. Soon is the Six of Swords energy coming up here, saying yes, or see, which came up in the codes, to peaceful wave, connecting but holding sex back, injured divine masculine deliberating dismay. offer to come together and express their feelings, maybe by the water or with dolphins and swimming. And right at that point, a squirrel jumped up on my chair out front, and it was 12:37, so again, the King of Cups was coming up. The Divine Feminine is coming up as seeing herself as Two of Cups, connected to soulmate, her twin, opportunity to shine light on new love, and shine this light to karmics, like we were talking about, being at dinner with your karmic families. As you spread your light, you might notice them coming more your way. Instead of trying to make them change, just being your light, letting them be them, just by spreading that light automatically increases their vibration. So see what you noticed this week. Or researching dreams of new or spiritual partnership as or with a Queen of Wands. Okay, and it was just 44 to 45 again. And then the cards came up, and this was at 41, which is Ace of Cups, which came up. So there's either a Queen of the Divine Feminine making peace with a Queen of Wands, coming together, or actually partnering with a Queen of Wands. So it could be a relative, a sibling, a friend, anything like that. Could be a mother energy as well. Or her own creative sexual spirit. Okay, so she's becoming one, connecting with that spirit. The cards that came up are make effort, codependency for the Divine Feminine, okay, express your love and reconciliation. All right, so I don't know if some of the Divine Feminines who are still with their karmics may be falling back into not doing anything about getting out of that relationship. Or an opportunity to invite, to study, or display your dreams and light with an offer of love from a sister or friend, a Queen of Wands. The King of Pentacles around, again, right eye blocked. King of Cups came up with a right eye blocked, and the King of Pentacles came up with a right eye blocked. Rising above, running away, tired of family lock and blocks. Okay, this is coming up as the King of Pentacles around you. The King of Cups came up in the challenge position, and the King of Pentacles is in the environment of the feminine. King of Pentacles around, right eye blocked, rising above, running away, tired of family lock and blocks. So they might be at a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a stalemate. I don't want to say lockdown, but you know what I mean. So, or the Divine Feminine could be up at night, or the King of Pentacles could be up at night sneaking away to avoid the family the next day. Only anxiety and brain wars. That's that Five of Swords energy, you know, fighting with yourself. Those are the only things, the head stuff, that stand between the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine regarding sexuality. Clear blocks of new love, spirituality, and self-love. The King of Wands leaving work to put down his sword with them. Okay, so this could be a karmic or a masculine leaving work in order to stop fighting, okay? Knowing that it's just not going to work no matter how you look at it. So somebody's leaving work because people aren't getting along, and they're deciding to put down the sword and just let it go. Free to leap with an open heart without option. It may not play out that way. So these are all things you need to clear blocks about. New love, spirituality, self-love. That the King of Wands, you may have this block about the King of Wands leaving work. So whether that's your karmic or your Divine Masculine, maybe you're afraid that he's going to leave his work. The only way for you guys to leave your marriage is for him to leave the job. But then maybe you're worried about your stability and not being able to leap with an open heart without option. So there's some fears around this, whether it's your karmic or your Divine Masculine, that the Divine Feminine needs to release. That it may not play out the way that you think it's going to play out. Don't forget, you're supposed to have faith. The universe always knows better than you. Individuality and health comes up even more so than individuality. Health. For the Divine Feminine, focus on your health. Putting it out there naturally may cause some competition, just naturally. Be yourself in expanding. Be present to one flame, transforming or ending karmic needs. The King of Wands says goodbye, insecure and shy and competing for twin or kids. With feelings comes judgment or a whisper in your ear. The end of karmic, Queen of Cups walks away to strategize a light or a competition to get back his attention again. So there might be a karmic who has walked away but is plotting something to try to get him back. The Queen of Cups walks away to regroup and put out something new, more her and more healthy. The Emperor is grieving a death or an end of karmic, expressing feelings, possible karmic rage of rejection. Grief and heartbreak inspire the King of Cups to split. Synchronicities everywhere, and he's now sharing it. The King of Swords is back in charge now that he's had sleep. The King of Swords now back to being the king of the heap, or that king of the hill message. Divine feminine, divine masculine lovers, like I said in the beginning, had anxiety between them, resisting the world. But the masculine heart is warm and making a bold move to partner. The King of Pentacles is here, walking away or within. New passion begins. King of Cups may be in the way, if not your masculine. Peace with new love, family present to flame, Emperor. Okay? So for the feminine, most of the feminines are already out about who their masculine is to their families. The divine masculine talks to his father, or it could be a brother or a friend, about a bold move to a partner. King of Pentacles, them. 45 just came up again. Walking away to light a flame. True love, peace, new love, and family legacy present from the Emperor. Walking away from his bat cave, warm and cozy, to travel to flame at families with love and connection. Peace, the King of Pentacles, self-love present. Headed towards Emperor. So whether the Emperor is him or a father figure. The flame Emperor points to the King of Swords, or Emperor's death is inspired by the King of Cups to split. So someone who had an older person pass away may have inspired the King of Cups to split or finally end a marriage or a relationship, sharing an inheritance, so paying out, and now back as him, the true King of Swords. Okay? So that was the reading for the Divine Feminine. And I'm going to pull you some oracle cards as well. We have the Ascension deck. And again, 44 and 45 kept coming up. Not only is it the minutes of my birth, but it's all about the Four of Cups, the Atlas energy of the Masters, and the 45, which is of grief. Because we're mastering our grief. So everyone take a deeper breath, a deeper breath. Take a deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. What do we need to know this time? Clear and align for the Ascension deck. Okay, so for this December 26th, this Page of Wands energy, what do we need to know? What does everyone need to know who's watching? For the highest and best of all those concerned, what do we need to know from our masters about our own mastering? What do we need to know? Okay, so 2 came up. The bottom is Marco, number 47. Okay, so again, that's kind of like Mark in Italian, Mark. And C came up in the codes today. 47 is the 7 of Cups. It's all about synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, about your dreams coming true. It's about heaven on earth. It is also an 11. The affirmation is, I am open to wisdom from the stars. That's Marco. Marco represents the highest galactic confederation of our solar system, the capital, which is Saturn. He liaises with Commander Ashtar and the intergalactic fleet to bring us the wisdom and knowledge held by stellar cultures. Okay, so cultures were coming up all during the read. So what it's saying is not only our cultures, but the galactic cultures. He also assists Hilarion on the fifth ray of technology, science, and knowledge to enable people to expand their higher mental abilities and develop spiritual technology for the future. Part of this is what came up in the read, the tools, you know, even just questionnaires on bridging gaps between anything. Okay? Your guidance is to open your mind to communications and connections from other star system and universes, and ask Marker to assist and protect you. Okay? So that's the underlying energy. And then the cards that came out for you guys, first was Lord Cthulhu, which is 36, which is the wounded. This is not the wounded warrior, it's the 10 of wands. 36 is a 9, 369, 45 or 3D 45D, and then 60 being the 12. 36-9 is a 9 of compassion, endings, and selflessness. It's also the 6 of the motherly energy inside, and then showing a more social side on the outside, coming together with others, being joyful and happy, and expressing yourself. Express yourself. Lord Cthulhu is the world teacher. In his incarnations as St. Francis, okay, and I was actually in St. Francis of Assisi before it was destroyed, okay. Shah Jahan, who built the Taj Mahal, and Melchior, one of the wise men, Lord Cthulhu practices harmlessness, love, and wisdom. These energies are encapsulated in this card. So you're encouraged to spread knowledge and truths to others with humility and inspiration. Be ready to learn, for Lord Cthulhu is drawing your attention to something important. He's a member of the Brotherhood of the Golden Robe, those who take in and transmute the pain of the world. If you're sensitive to energies, ask him to wrap you in his light. Okay, so the golden robe. The affirmation is, I'm opening to learning and teaching. And teaching and learning came up in the cards today as well. Okay, to have compassion. Okay, the other card that came up is Sirius, number 17, which is another 8. But we also have the 7 and the 1, the 7 of spirituality, the mind connecting with the heart on the inside, and then the 1 of leadership on the outside of the masculine energy, Sirius. 8. Serious manifestation and staying at 0 point, mastering your energies. The star system of Sirius holds 12 of the universal keys to enlightenment and ascension. When you access and comprehend them, you become a master of the universe. This card invites you to visit the training schools and universities of Sirius in your sleep in order to develop your higher mind, access the spiritual laws of alchemy and magic, understand sacred geometry, and tune into the angel sonics in higher dimensions. Okay, and then reflection of sound came up in the reads today as well. Okay, so angel sonics and any sonics really, in higher dimensions. And this is an opportunity to learn through the inner planes about spiritual technology and bring it forward in your downloads to use in the new golden age. And the affirmation is, I'm open to the higher wisdom of Sirius. And you notice now golden, the golden robe and the golden age is a common theme now. So golden, then the golden sun, and the solar plexus. But between is the navel chakra, right? Because when you go between the sacral and the navel and the heart and the sacral and the solar plexus, you're going between orange and yellow, which is gold. So it's now the navel chakra. Take another deep breath, guys. This is the past life deck. This is a Brian Weiss deck. Many lies, many masters. Take a deep breath. Clear the mind. Okay. What do we need this time? Okay. What is the advice for us? What do we need to know this December 26, 2018 for everyone watching? For the best and highest good of all those concerned. What is the message? What do we need to know? The bottom is karmic relationships. Okay. So definitely we're dealing with bringing up the karmic relationship. Biblical is beneath that. And that's about the carpenter and Jesus energies. And also about the 8 of Pentacles, because this card is very much like the 8 of Pentacles. And you know, it's about the carpenter. So something about, and love life is still beneath that as well. So that the karmic relationship might have been something from biblical times that they're working out in the times of being a carpenter or working with your hands, you know. where a lot of people worked with their hands. That's how they made the, they survived. Okay, so also communal living came up. And then transportation came up. And very much, I always see a timer, this, as Thomas the Tank Engine, but also the timer. And a safe. So the timer on the toaster oven. And the safe dial. And this train is crossing the bridge, and I'm getting sick. I'm getting really sick, like nauseous. So a lot of you might get nauseous when you drive in a car or a train or a plane, whatever it is. But it's taking you, this nausea, taking you back to communal living from ancient times. You see that people in this community lived in high places, so people might have been deathly afraid of heights, had to live in these places. And they might have gotten dizzy and nauseous, and also fear of, and Spirit's connecting with me, fear of transportation, that, because SAFE was coming up, that trains maybe weren't always, that they weren't as safe as they are now, and even today there's still accidents that happen. So in the beginning of the trains, or any other kind of transportation systems, in the beginning, there was a lot of death and accidents that happened because of that, and Spirit's strongly connecting with me on this. That there's a lot of wounding because of this energy, and nausea coming up around this travel energy, and fear of heights. Ooh, it could be a train that fell off a mountain. Ooh. Or crossing a bridge, and a bridge falling off a bridge, or a bridge breaking. All of this stuff is coming up as traumatic wounds that we need to clear. But also it's bringing up that communal living will be coming up again, as alternative healthcare people will be grouping in communities to avoid transportation. So you don't have to drive back and forth to work. That's a good one. And then the journey of love. Alright, journey of love. Take another deep breath. I might have to take a few here since I just was nauseous. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear. Okay, what does everyone need to know this December 26, 2018? They're collapsing. Bridge is collapsing, which may be a good thing. Okay, the things that separate us collapsing. What does everyone need to know for the highest and best of all those concerned? What messages do our masters have for us today? What do we need to know? Alright, 2 cards came up, both G's. The cloak is the bottom, number 50. Okay, so 50 is the 10 of Cups, which is that complete family emotional fulfillment. But this person is standing alone. And at 50 is also the 5 of expansion with support from God or Source. And I'm losing my voice because when you're alone, there's no one to speak to. There's no one to tell anyone else about the beauty that you see. The divide. This is very much coming up, the separation and the divide, bringing the walls down of separation. As you see in this picture, it looks like, lines of kind of bushes that she's walking between. And even the clouds are parting for her because she's alone. But it's trying to show you that even when you're alone, you can have complete family emotional fulfillment because we are all one, including the water and the plants and the earth and the clouds. Okay, saying that's your, and it makes me want to cry. It's saying that's where you get your fulfillment from, your other family. Okay. That the seas naturally part for you when you're one with the universe. It's making me want to cry. Okay. Alright, so the cards that came up for you guys. God speaks. I think this was the second card out actually, but God speaks. And gifts received. And it's making me want to cry again because they're talking about what I was just talking about. I keep wanting to cry, like it keeps wanting to well up, and you know, I'm like, okay, wait. All of this in these cards is green, so it's about the earth. God trying to get you to see the gifts that you've been given in the earth, and the animals and the plants that are around you, the water and the skies and the clouds. Okay, but this is also your family. Make me want to cry. It's a connection cry though, not a me wanting to cry. The gifts received is 13, which is the death card, and then 33 is God speaks, is the Christ energy. It's also a 6 of the motherly love energy. The 3 working through the 3 is someone who's exactly who they appear to be, joyful, authentic, smiling, and social, which is very much of the Jesus energy. And then the 13 is of the death card. It's that 3 energy, but 1 on the outside, that leadership energy of the masculine, okay, who cuts themselves off from the rest to be the leader. There's a separation there. That's where the death lies. Again, 13 is a 4, and 33 is a 6, and we're going to read both of these. Alright, 13 says, gifts received. Relax. It's okay to accept what's coming your way now. Gentle your soul, steady your heart. Even the most precious treasure can be received by you, and why not? Are you not built of the same stuff as that treasure, beloved? It's all love after all. That is all that there is. Enjoy, accept, rest in the knowledge that you're being invited to a sanctuary of abundance. Restful peace and restful peace, peaceful rest and replenishment now. It's just time, and it doesn't matter which way the words order or rhyme. It's just time. This oracle holds a message for you. The universe is trying to get something to you. More abundance, more love, an answer to a prayer. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that we make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. So relax. Have some fun. Be at peace. I'm getting a lot of stress coming through, and it's not me. And the nausea is coming back again, so there's some masculine energy coming through in that. Everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way. The winds blow softly through grass and my open heart. Love, unexpected. And I wanted to say sorry too. I was just out running, so I was really sweating right before I started. But 33 is the other one we're going to read. So allow your gifts to come. Stop getting in your own way. 33, God speaks. The divine is speaking to you directly. Underneath the silence, there is the endless music of love pulsating throughout the universe. And I'm tripping over my words a lot. It's the masculine doing that. Within the sacred sound there is guidance. It may or may not have words. It may be a feeling in your heart that you can only access when you are still, relaxed, dancing, in a yoga practice, or even half asleep. It assures you like half asleep like I was when I was waking up this morning. It assures you that behind any struggle or challenge, there's only ever the divine seeking you out, calling you to surrender some fear or doubt or other so you can move closer. Trust in sound of love beyond anything else. And sound was coming up again today as how the reflection works, that whatever angle the sound hits, it comes off of that object at the same angle. It reflects perfectly. Okay? Trust in the sound of love beyond anything else, for in truth, no matter what appears to be, there is nothing else. The oracle brings you guidance. You are being loved into becoming. Be open to being shown the divine genius in all that's happening. If you feel you're being nudged, know you're being nudged by the divine. If you feel you're being held back, know you're being held back by the divine. All is happening perfectly for you, and all will unfold in divine timing. The divine is speaking to you. When you're captivated by the beauty of nature, or in a logical sense that everything is okay, listen. That's the divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law, in perfect co-operation with your own destiny. Okay? And that was emphasizing, I'm sorry, I have an itch. The co and cooperation was bringing up the co and codependency that came up in the read for you guys. The spiritual law, it's reassuring you, divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law in perfect cooperation with your own destiny. Okay. When the first sound was born, the air was filled with fantasy. Like the flower's sweet perfume, alive in the moment, there was nothing else, only the energy coursing throughout my body, or through my body, and the tears on my cheeks. I was carried away on the strings, each note striking a chord within, and answering with the emotions of my soul. How priceless the surprise, how powerful the memory to be with the violin when it sings. Okay? How beautiful. So it's saying even when you're alone, not only the nature, but the nature around you, but the sounds of nature. How you hear the hum of a violin when it's not even playing, and it's 44 to 45 again. Okay? So God speaks. It's encouraging you to listen. Alright? So be still and quiet so you can hear your own guidance. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the whole read real quick before I check out. It was just 10303, emphasizing those threes again, and the one of oneness. And the three of the Christ energy. Okay? To be open and warm and joyful. Express yourself. Drink your water and rise and be loved, guys. Bye.